Oh, like someone I used to know said, Lego my ego. I don't know what that means. I'm very sure it just meant let's go. So I'll shut up now.
No, I actually want to know what that means.
I don't know either. Someone can check and let us know, please do. Alright, so standard bans across the board so far. Lots of bans on Timbersaw. Geekfam are not big fans of Timbersaw, it seems. Batrider, Puck, Nature's Prophet. Nyx Assassin is still in the pool. We actually saw lots of Nyx Assassin bans in our previous set, but I think it was Oracle that was banning out the Nyx.
Now this is very, very clever coming up from Geekfam. If you Oh yeah, there we go.
Still
the Nyx is out.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's the staple bands coming up from MS Chonburi. They did the same thing for the earlier matchup today against Boom Esports. But Geekfam, this one's different. They're banning against MS Chonburi the same bands, the same 3 bands Geekfam did. Boom Esports did against MS Chonburi. So they are learning from their opponent right now.
And Chonburi seems to be a very big fan of this Disruptor. I can understand why Disruptor is very high on their priority list. Amazing hero for team fights, has the amazing ability to catch escaping heroes with that glimpse. Static Storm, a really good zone control spell as well. If you feel like you have no way to lock a target down, you can Static Storm. They can't cast any spells, does damage over time too. The only unfortunate thing with Disruptor is that level 1 Disruptor is very weak. He's got no way to protect himself. He's very gankable, and also something to consider is that if you're not, I think Otomo said this earlier today, if you're not winning with the Disruptor, then unfortunately that hero is just not going to work for you because he's built to win fights, not to lose fights.
Well, they did choose a Void Spirit into the Disruptor. Also worth noting here, Geekfam picked up both Snapfire and Void Spirit. Usually they don't come through as a pair, but they do in this draft. So MS Chonburi, they started off with the Disruptor. That's what they like to do. Will they follow it up with an Ember?
10 seconds remaining.
Likely, Ember has been one of the popular picks. I mean, we've seen OD as well picked up yesterday, so maybe they'll save their mid pick for a little bit later on. I don't think it's a good idea to reveal your mid too early, but if it's a flex pick such as a Void where you can put it in one of 2 lanes. I mean, Ember does the same thing, right? He can go mid and also safe lane, but I think Chonburi is going to try and pull off another strat.
Because I'm just basing off historical evidence, right? Like MS Chonburi, they always draft the Disruptor and then followed with an Ember, and that Ember happens to be Mel M, which is the safe lane Ember, and they give someone a little bit more of a surprise pick to Nico in the mid lane. It could be the Arc Warden, it could be the previous matchup they had the Meepo, which was kind of questionable, but they did it. So I feel that's the kind of people they are. There we go. Ember Spirit gets picked up.
I wouldn't be surprised if Geekfam is sitting there with the thought of Arc Warden or Meepo maybe still making an appearance, so they're probably going to have to draft accordingly since we've already seen them get cheesed once. Technically, I consider this cheese. They got cheesed once by the Arc Warden last pick, so they probably don't want to have that happen again. They've got a decent lineup to deal with Arc Warden if it does pop up so far. So for Chonburi, is there anything else that you could actually pick up now that's probably a pretty good cheese strat to get yourself through this first game? Because we've sort of seen Geekfam yesterday. I'm not sure if it was a mental thing, but it may have. If you can tilt them during the first game, the second game, it might be the same story where they're just not mentally there because of what happened in their first game.
True, but Geekfam today and yesterday is pretty different. Take a look at the first 3 picks.
That's true.
They're not going for the late game. They're usually building around holding time, creating. I mean, just giving Raven the eggs in a basket, right? That's why they draft things like the Phoenix. They draft things like the Mars. They draft things like the Keeper of the Light. They just want to draft all these team fight potential to give it to Raven to do all the damage. But this time around, they're approaching it differently. Like Otomo said, fight fire with fire. That's exactly what they're doing here. Snapfire, great tempo in the early. Void Spirit as well, not too dependent on the items. You've got Oracle now for the sustain, so...
Dire team pick.
And we have a Mars picked up for Chonburi, so very strong frontliner, really good at locking down heroes with the Arena of Blood. Something I'm a little bit concerned about here for Geek Fam is that they are also light on disables again. I think that was also one of the major issues they were running into yesterday. They just didn't have the necessary lockdown to keep heroes in place so that they could kill them. Whereas you look at Chonburi's lineup, they've got Disruptor for AoE crowd control, and you've also got Mars that more or less functions the same as Disruptor. These two even can really, they can work together. You Static Storm inside the Arena of Blood. What are you going to do? You can't get out of there.
Yep. A very lethal combination, but now they have Troll Warlord getting picked up. The one person who would want to stay in the arena and actually fight that fight. So the God of War, Mars, probably don't want to take this challenge.
Paired up with the Oracle as well, this is a very deadly combo. I want to know how Chonburi decides to approach this. If they maybe had something like a Pengu, where he could actually trigger the passive disarm, that actually would have been a really good way of dealing with Troll, but they've already picked up the Mars and Ember's already on the field. So the only way I could really see them killing Troll now is through Burst. But what kind of burst do they have outside? Oh, okay. OD.
Drop the hammer.
Very good pick. Yeah, drop the hammer. You can even astral him to waste his ulti duration. So, and you can even use it to waste Oracle's ulti, the false promise duration as well. Keep them in place. Just come back after 4 seconds. Be like, all right, I'm back for you. Let's do this.
10 seconds remaining.
MS Chonburi though, this is a different draw coming out from them. Like, this is definitely not their tempo. They probably wouldn't go for the OD. He needs a couple of items. And the Space Maker usually has to be MLM. But he's not like a super late for the OD for Nico now. So they've revealed 3 of the core.
I think Ponlo is the Space Maker for Chonburi. We've seen what he can do during the laning stage, and I'm very sure Geek Fam is going to be very aware of this. I want to know what they're going to pick up for Ponlo, because Ponlo's hero, I'm very sure it's not Disruptor. I believe that's, is it TNT that plays the other support? Or is it Seri?
The Disruptor. TNT usually plays the 5. Seri plays the offlane,
Yeah, so TNT will be grabbing the Disruptor. I want to know what Ponlo's hero is. I would appreciate it if it wasn't Mirana. Technically they have decent setup, but I don't think this is a Mirana game considering that there's an Oracle with a Troll on the field.
Do you think they could run the Mars as pos 4? Could it be a cheesy Ponlo hero? Like the unconventional?
Technically it could actually. Although I'm not sure if it's on the same... It's not the same as Fever and Mirana, those, right? Because like the benefit of those two is that they were super elusive. They could, run everywhere, and Geek Fam would have to waste a lot of time chasing down those two heroes. Mars is a little bit more stagnant. He sort of wants to sit in lane. So as cute as that is, I don't think that's going to be on their mind. I'm just trying to dig into my brain. What's another Ponlo hero? I have seen him play Phoenix, but it's against a Troll. You don't want to be picking up a Phoenix unless you have some way to protect the egg, which the only way I could see them doing that is you astral the Troll Warlord while he's trying to wail on the Supernova egg.
Well, yeah. Geek Fam is actually expecting MS Chonburi to pick the Ponlo's hero right now. Bans out the Mirana, so that one's out of the pool. But that's this odd, MS Chonburi, MS Chonburi rarely saved the last pick for Ponlo. Out of all people, it's usually a Nico's hero. So maybe they're trying something new here.
I wish I could say something, but I'm just gonna leave it to Chonburi. They got 7 seconds after this as well, so what are we going to see? It's Winter Wyvern. Okay, hold on. So is this Ponlo Wyvern? I think it's Ponlo Wyvern.
Yeah. He played the Wyvern in a previous game, the game which they got racked hard by Boom Esports. So,
Interesting decision. So he had a lot more... You could say he had a lot more aggressive potential during the previous meeting with Geek Fam. Now it seems like it's a bit slower tempo. It's got decent partners though. Ember, Mars, and OD, they're very aggressive and very strong laning partners that can combo with the Wyvern, but it's not on the same wavelength as being a Weaver pulling creep waves, trading with other supports. Wyvern actually doesn't trade very well with other supports because her base damage is so low, and the only way you could really trade is if you are within range of creeps where you can splinter blast the opponent. So this would be pretty. Honestly, this is going to be an interesting match to see how Chonburi sort of adapt with their lineup, because this is a lot more standard compared to our games that we saw yesterday. Geek Fam, though, after seeing this, they do a lot of physical damage. Snapfire actually doesn't care about the Wyvern though, because she can go through with the Mortimer's Kiss. So Snapfire is okay, but they need someone else with some kind of magical burst that can capitalize on the Winter Wyvern. I know Lena could be an option, but likely they want to be putting the Void Spirit as mid. They still need an initiating offlane. Who's left? Centaur is banned out. Bat Rider is also banned out. Timber's banned out. It's gonna be Queen of Pain. So who's off? Void offlane? Yes, Void offlane. Okay. Queen. I'm not a fan of Queen of Pain versus OD. Well, if I'm gonna be frank.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's think about it in a more objective way. Like Otomo said, let's treat them like tools, right? What does the Queen of Pain contribute in this? She naturally builds into an orchid. Is her job solely just to take the disruptor out, and then just snowball from there?
So typically, I've spoken to 343 in Winter about mid rolls and how you want to approach the game when you play or pick heroes during the drafting phase. And they say, like, ideally, if you're picking heroes, you want someone that can fulfill multiple roles. And the issue with Queen of Pain is that her only job that she can fulfill because of her skill kit is that she only does damage. She's only for ganking. She doesn't initiate. She's just way too squishy. And if she doesn't get the ball rolling for her team through early game ganks, through the laning stage, shutting down whoever's in her lane, then you're going to run into a lot of problems because she can't transition to another role. She's not good at split pushing because the heroes that Chonburi have are really good at chasing her down. She can't turn into utility because what kind of utility are you looking at if you're a Queen of Pain? The best you can do is just get an Orchid, but then you're investing one item to make her useful, and the timing on that Orchid's very delicate too. If you don't get the Orchid early enough, then you've missed that opening, and I'm very sure that Chonburi would not mind just ignoring Carl during the team fights and just going for the rest of Geek Fam, because once Queen of Pain has blown everything, and let's say her ultimate has a really long cooldown, let's say Carl blows the ultimate. What does Queen of Pain do? Jump into a team fight and scream? And then what? She can't tank a bullet.
It's a fair point. Fair point. The only way I could justify the Queen of Pain is her job is to hunt the disruptor down. That's it. They probably don't want to fight into like a static storm, because then Troll can't get his ulti off, and then that's a losing fight for them, as it is. So maybe that's it. But
I kind of want to see some success with this Queen of Pain because the past games that I've seen with Queen, very, very difficult games. The only times I've seen Queen of Pain win was because her teammates carried her through. She was just there to try and buy time, but you could see that the hero itself was just on a downward incline as the game went. She's the strongest at level 1, level 2, because she's constantly lane harassing, but I don't think OD is really worried about Queen of Pain here.
Well, Mel M again back on his Amber Spirit. I don't think this guy plays for fun now. He seems to be playing it for professionally. I'm pretty sure it's not that enjoyable playing the same hero over and over. Yeah.
30 seconds
so
to battle.
things are just gonna contest the runes right now. Should be on the side of Geek Fam when it comes to the runes. Do you want to go up against a Snapfire in the contest? You probably win that contest, but maybe you take a lot of harass. Nah, not with Nico around.
I mean, OD has Astral, so they'll probably turn it into 2v3, but I'm not sure if they're in a position to contest for this. I'm not sure if they see Queen of Pain. They might, because you can see Carl looking to grab that backstab. He hasn't skilled anything either, so he's in a pretty safe space to sort of go back and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, pretty safe. If he's about to get caught, might skill into the blink. Otherwise, she'll skill into the scream. Get some. It helps her farm faster.
Yep. Keith?
Yo.
Okay, I just need to ask you something. Can you check Discord? Thank you.
We're in
Sorry about that, guys.
pause
Just
moment
trying to
right
get
there.
Discord working. Alright, looks like we're going to be going in and runes. Who's going to get those runes? Looks like Carl's actually going to leave. Okay, so who's going to grab those runes?
Alright, already some decent harass coming up from Mel M. Cuckoo's trying to stand and fight, but he's actually falling pretty low. Cuckoo's got to be careful. He's a glass cannon, that one.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
have
not
much
very
HP.
tanky at all.
Does
So
he actually
got-
get the root? No.
So I see, yep, they're 4 runes. So 2-2-2, we're not going to see a lopsided rune take. I want to see how Carl handles this Queen of Pain against an OD though, because OD is one of the toughest mid matchups you could ever ask for. Hits hard, super annoying with the Astral, and as this OD gets more and more levels, it just gets harder and harder to lane up against this monster. There's a reason why OD is so popular. It's just because most of the time, his laning is just so solid.
Trading pretty well though. Carl is giving some decent harass, but yeah, you say just naturally, Nico's probably get the better half of this.
We'll check up on these guys a little bit later because we can't really see too much happening with Carl. He's just trying to get a good lane matchup with pulling creeps. Down bottom, it's 2 versus 2, and TNT's trying to do his best with harassment, which
Oh,
wow.
Ceres
So
actually
action
zoned
happening
out
up
of his
here.
own lane. Yep, Zephyr comes in with some huge harass in his arsenal. Already has the scatter blast if you wish to commit. Oh, there we go. Cleans up the creep wave. Probably not the best for Raven.
Oh, the
Raven
courier!
probably wouldn't like that. Oh, Monlo once again gets another courier. MSC playing their game.
It was hiding in the tree lines. Of all places. Oh dear. I was wondering what that was. It looked like a tree. My
Oh, the
goodness.
spear actually connects it onto his own tree, but look at that. It's the shredder, just shred him off. First blood drawn on the side of Zephyr. Geek Fam in bottom lane to follow up with TNT to go down.
Oh, Chonburi, they've lost 2 heroes already. It's First Blood as well as their support down bottom. And Mel M not looking very healthy at all. That compared to yesterday, Geek Fam were looking a lot more solid. Their draft, much better. I'm quite surprised they decided to try and 1v1 when there's a little shredder on the Snapfire. She's really strong in those one-on-one matchups. You sort of want to stay away from her. But yeah, we're looking at a completely different playstyle here from Chonburi. We saw yesterday how Ponlo was constantly drawing attention away in that top lane to try and free up the lane for his offlaner, but you know, because you picked up the Wyvern, what's Wyvern expected to do up here? Is it just to protect the Mars? Is it to actually grab kills? Because they look really healthy up there, and Snapfire is a very strong support. If you overstep your boundaries, Mars is more than likely going to die just because Snapfire does so much more than what a Wyvern does. Wyvern doesn't really come online until she hits the level 5, level 6, and she's got more points in her skills. Mainly, you want to level up your Splinter Blast as much as you can because you want that extra burst, which is really helpful in those team fights. And of course, Winter's Curse, because you want that set up for your team. I'm expecting the Winter's Curse to be set up so that it's not actually to use Geek Fam heroes to kill each other. Of course, that's another reason to use it, but it's a setup for the rest of the team. You can Static Storm after the Winter's Curse to get a guaranteed silence / kill onto someone that's going to be a key hero. Clearly, you'd want to be silencing the Oracle because if there's no False Promise, that's a huge asset not available to Geek Fam. Is that another Ponlo?
Yep, by Ponlo. He's doing his thing.
It's that ward. I see that ward in the jungle. He's just looking for those couriers.
I swear, it's like Ponlo only does this to Geek Fam. He had all the game to try it on Boom Esports on their previous matchup. He never does. Oh, hold out. Down bottom, gets pulled in by the Void Remnant. Tutu actually wants to dive with the Resonant Pulse. Will get another kill. Whitemon, though. The chat has been memeing this guy. They said he's the evolution of Bakumon? Agumon? I don't know. You watch Digimon? Oh, that was the
Yes, I
reference.
did. Oh my goodness. I love Digimon, that was such a good series.
Yeah.
Oh, this bottom
Spears
lane
under the
though.
tree?
There's no
good.
way they kill Raven here. If Ponlo was any other kind of support with a standard stun / nuke, they would have been able to maybe try and go for him, but yeah, they're kind of stuck with his Wyvern for now. I'm expecting better stuff for him later on, but unfortunately he's sort of stuck playing a very passive style with the Wyvern because you can't even rotate with Winter Wyvern. She doesn't really help anyone. Looks like mid lane. Yeah, so Carl is actually doing what he needs to do as his Queen of Pain. He's slowing down the progress of the OD. It looks like OD is going to have to head into the jungle to try and catch up. The dagger spam is actually getting a bit too much.
It looks like they want to commit. They already speared Raven onto the tree, but he just pops his whirling axes and chases them down. Thank God for the rebuke. The bulwark actually negating the damage so heavily, and now he... Oh, in the burst though. Unfortunately, Zephyr has all it takes to take him down.
I love the positioning coming out from the Snapfire. You can see like he was trying his best to stay out of range of his ally because there could have been another Splinter Blast. So Geekfam really on point with that top lane gank, not only getting the kill onto Mars, but also not accidentally killing off his teammate. So props to Zephyr there for being very well aware of the Wyvern. This is one of the reasons why Wyvern is a bit wonky when it comes to ganks. Like certain heroes have to line up. I guess it's like a Windrunner when you're trying to get the shackle. They have to get that certain angle next to a tree.
Mel M. They look like falling pretty low, but okay. He will hold. He will hold.
Yep. This bottom lane's not looking so good though. Cuckoo's having the time of his life down here. He's getting loads of farms. So is Carl. And the great news is that they're going to start to put pressure onto Chonburi during the 10-minute mark because obviously they want to let the troll farm. They want him to get his first set of items, and Queen of Pain is at her strongest at about 10 to 15 minutes when she just does crazy amounts of damage and there's no defensive items like Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, any kind of regen either. So I'm expecting Carl to start rotating very soon to try and really significantly win these lanes and eventually take towers. Tower control in this game is super important.
Raven being left up on the top lane, I think he's pretty much self-sufficient on his own because the rotation has been met down in mid. Nico, the next target at sight, just blinks right in with the scream and he doesn't see this. But the rotation is coming in. Honlo is now in the area. Troll can now 1v1 with the Mars up atop Seri. That's the ideal. That's what he wants.
Yep. I'm trying to lower Carl's health pool. There's no way they kill Carl, but they're hoping to zone him out. Down bottom though, looks like there's a bit of a chase onto Melem again. It's just Cuckoo, but look who's coming as well. We've actually got the Snapfire coming in from the backside.
Oh.
TNT is going to be spotting the Snapfire out, and it might be TNT to die instead. Cookie forwards, they have the damage. They're going to pull him back, and that's it. TNT goes down. Luckily, it's not Melem, but he's alone now. He's got to be careful in this lane.
Radiant are scanning.
This is good. This is on the side of Geek Fam. They're really amping up the pressure against MS Chonburi. They felt the wrath once. They didn't want to be in that situation again. So this time around, the rotations coming in from Geek Fam very, very early. Around 7 minutes. They're moving around. Nico has to abandon his lane, so that's always a bad news for mid laners.
That's horrible news, especially if you're at OD. You don't want to be abandoning your lane at all. Pomne's in the middle lane though, so maybe they're going to try and get him that level 6 early, but he's going to have to get out of here soon because
the root is there. They captures onto Ponlo. He snipes the courier, but at what cost? The cost of his own life. Seri is now in, commits the Arena of Blood. Zephyr will take one into the face. Spear.
It's their own damn fault.
Well, he had to go for a consolation prize, and Seri gets a nice little pickup on the Snapfire. They still lose Ponlo. It's very unfortunate because Ponlo just wanted to grab levels in that middle lane. But now that they've TP'd the Mars, top, absolutely free. Troll can actually start wailing on this tower. Cuckoo?
He might be in trouble. They might have the glimpse back. What they do, actually, Thunderclaps on him. It is trying to add up. He tries to astral forward. Would they get the glimpse? Not necessarily. Remnant forward will get the kill.
I believe that was a level 1 glimpse as well, so when he actually jumped out, it was out of range. So at least they save mana, don't need to use it. Just have the Ember Spirit continue on chasing. We've got a 2k net worth lead so far for Geek Fam, so this is basically what they want. Geek Fam want to be the ones to create the tempo because they're running that Queen of Pain. You want to make the most of it before she becomes redundant as a hero. Ponlo gonna go down. Just Wyvern things, can't really defend herself. No level 6 either, so no Oh,
As a
hang
glimpse
on, there's the
backward though
pullback.
into the static field. Yeah, it's a pause 5, but yeah, they're actually committing it in. Carl just goes straight for it. Oh, drops the hammer, nearly takes down 2. Will take down 1. Maybe the Queen of Pain
got the
falls back,
queen.
especially with Sari comes in and the spear. Does she have a blink? She will in about 3 seconds. Will it be enough? Oh, the Astral is there. Can they end it before she gets the blink out? No, she will die.
That's unfortunate. That looked pretty good just to grab those small kills, but the fact that they couldn't get out with the Queen of Pain, that pretty much made everything that they did just now absolutely redundant. They gave gold away to Nico and Sari, which are the 2 powerhouses on the side of Chonburi. Geek fam have got to be very careful. This is sort of one of the issues with Queen of Pain. She's so fragile, but her blink requires so much commitment, and because she couldn't get away with the first one, the cooldown on it... Is it level 1 blink? On the Queen of Pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only level 1
is.
blink, so the cooldown on that is huge. 15 seconds just to blink around. She's got 1.1k health, but I mean, we saw what OD and Mars can actually do to a Queen of Pain. She's got a Sonic Wave, and I have a feeling he might be saving this for the next upcoming team fight. Oh,
Which
Ponlo.
might be happening right now as Ponlo gets caught out inside the kinetic field and the Mortimer's Kisses. Unfortunately, the Sonic Wave only gets 1, which is a Ponlo on its own.
2 supports for your...
Yeah, they got a disruptor, did they?
Yeah, they got the disruptor. Not really worth it. And the sad news after that too is that he committed the Sonic Wave. But who did the Sonic Wave hit? It hit the Mars, the tankiest hero on the side of Chonburi, who probably doesn't even care about it. 1.5k health. And now that it's on cooldown, you can't be active anymore as Carl. You have to wait for the Sonic Wave to come off cooldown. Yeah, Scream of Pain is a nuke as well, but you have to stand right next to those heroes. Ideally, you want to blow them up with the combo. You go in, Scream of Pain, Sonic Wave, hero should be dead. But because he used it on Sari, now if you're Chonburi, you'd be more than happy to fight because most of the AoE damage on Geek Fam is on cooldown.
Talking about dead heroes, Cuckoo might be that one if he doesn't respect the fact that a lot of heroes are missing on the map right now. He will do so though, disappear from the lane. There was all 4 down at bottom. Oh, but the other 2 is still in the area. TNT's trying to go scout it out. They feel something suspicious. They go back.
Level 2
Oh,
base.
Raven
Oh.
actually just comes in. You fell into his own trap. The kinetic field is there just to change the path a little, just to buy some time. But the Astral step forward. TNT gets blown up. No, he will not. Yes, he will with the right click coming up from Foul. But immediately the Arena of Blood comes in, spears onto the wall. He is a tanky hero, this Queen of Pain. The false promise is there to hold the Void Spirit. Give him more time to get out. Cuckoo, will he pop? Will he actually go down after the duration? No, he won't. Cuckoo's getting out of there. Scatter Blast just slows him down a little bit, but Mel M, he's trying to get the mana back up. He does have a phase boost. Oh, but the spear does not connect.
Too bloodthirsty. They just wanted to grab a kill on the Disruptor. They even brought in Carl, but when he jumped in, he just got hit by the spear from Sari and he got deleted. Oh my goodness, that was a horrible fight. Geek Fam looks so good. They're still leading in net worth, but we've already seen Queen of Pain die, I believe, twice. And that's your mid hero that's supposed to carry the momentum for your team. This Queen of Pain needs to be in the same position as OD right now. Lots of kills, lots of farm. Be so threatening that the enemy has to dedicate a lot of time and energy to chase you down and to kill you, so that they can collect the bounty. But oh my gosh, that was a horrible fight. I can't believe that happened. It was all for a disruptor.
Well, as you say that, he goes down once again. Carl.
Okay, this Queen of Pain might not be working out. Might. Oh dear. This is awful. This is almost starting to look like a replay of yesterday for Carl. With, I guess the best example, yesterday's Storm Spirit, more or less looks the same here. He feels like he needs to make all these plays, but to be honest, he kind of doesn't.
Dire's top tower is under
He outplayed his own hands, his own cards. Well, he's got to be careful, Cuckoo. They do see them. Oh no, they do not. He is under the cover of smoke, but Sari shows himself. The smoke has popped immediately, uses the dissimulate, but Astral steps himself up to the high ground, so he will be safe. Thanks to the Observer
Dire's
Ward
top
up, they
tower
can
is
safely
under
do so.
attack.
Now we're getting more tower objectives here for Chonburi. Gonna head up top, and guess who's up there? It's Cuckoo's gonna try and defend. Looks like Oracle's gonna head up there as well, but between these two, there's no way they're gonna protect the tower. They've got to TP someone in, and it looks like it's gonna be the Snapfire. I don't know if they can defend it though.
The root already has been channeled up, will catch him in place, but Seri is probably not the target you want. They actually jump the Arena of Blood with the Static Storm on the inside, so they cannot follow with any sort of magical burst. Zephyr to fall down, he will go down. Already committed the false promise, and that promise seems to be true as they let him move on for longer, for a while at least. Probably only get Whitemon, so he held his word. The promise was true, and Cuckoo gets out of there alive.
That was a beautiful bait. So everyone on Geek Fan, they wanted to go onto the Mars, but the coordination between him and the Disruptor was perfect. Did you see the positioning on that Static Storm in the Arena of Blood? The Storm went up first, then the Blood. Perfect coverage in the arena, and basically when you're stuck in that arena, Snapfire couldn't do anything. She was basically hugging the wall, hoping that the arena would go down. She gets blown up. You have to run away if you're Cuckoo because you can't cast spells. You're basically dunzos as a Void Spirit. A turnaround was so good coming in from Chonburi. It almost seems like there's just no counterplay from Geek Fam. They've got no defensive measures that can turn a team fight around if their positioning is off. They don't have anything like a Dark Willow Fear. They don't have their own Winter's Curse. They don't have AoE control. They've got a lot of single target control, a lot of single target damage, but then when it comes to having to control where these heroes are, where they're going, where they're moving, none. Zero. It's all on the side of Chonburi. It goes back to the idea that Geek Fam, I don't know why, they just don't like picking lineups that control the terrain.
All in that basket. Raven again. It's up to him to carry his whole team on his shoulders. I don't know how much more weight can this guy carry. He's been doing a whole lot just today alone.
He's gonna have to do it. If there's a hero that could turn this game around, it's going to be a Troll Warlord, and he's got a Diffusal Blade. Once that BKB comes up, I think he's got to make a move with this team. They've got to fight. Raven's got to come in. This is a really nice Orchid timing, so it's not late. This is on time for Carl. If they can time the BKB Orchid in a team fight right now, that'd be perfect. But they need to try and finish up that BKB first. It looks like they'll get a free Disruptor kill. So nice little redemption. But Carl's going to need a lot more than that if he wants to make a comeback in this game, because so far he's just cannon fodder.
Well, he's still holding his worth on the second spot though, on the net worth chart, so not all is lost. Meanwhile, I can't say the same for Whitemon though, as 3 heroes entertain him. 3 cores, actually. This guy's a VIP. He gets all the attention he wants. And will pop down at the end.
You have been schooled.
Ooh, we got a smoke here. I'm very sure they would have actually seen the silence on the Queen of Pain, because Carl did show this off on the Disruptor. And I think they're trying to look for a punish. Deep wards. Oh, right next to a sentry as well.
They're going for it. They know that the Oracle is gone. Oh, he's picked off Pontlo.
Yep, good pickoffs. This is what Carl needs to do with that Orchid. Just pick off those weak heroes with this Orchid. Make the most of this until
this could
heroes
be
start
it,
to pick up
Seri.
defensive
It's a
items.
big catch. Unfortunately, he does not get the Arena of Blood out in time, but they have the silence there with the Static Storm. Surely they take Cuckoo out. No, Cuckoo. Astral steps forward, has the haste rune. They cannot pursue.
Ooh, they need it. The spear had to land and it didn't. Oh, that was beautiful. Big ultimates on cooldown now. Arena of Blood gone, Static Storm on cooldown, and if you're Queen of Pain and you know that Static is on cooldown, it's time to look for kills, because you know that there's no silence coming for you. The BKB's almost done as well under Raven. So I suspect about 20-minute smoke gank. Yeah, 20-minute smoke gank. Maybe even Roche, although I don't think they've got anyone that's picking up minus armor like a medallion. If they picked up a medallion, they could probably do it quicker, but maybe they don't feel like they're in a rush. If you look at the lineup for Chonburi, they don't have the best Roshan lineup. They're actually going for kills here. They're rotating Disruptor and Wyvern to the top lane, maybe hoping that they can catch someone out whilst taking the shrine. Got BKB coming up as well. This time onto Mel his is quite far behind. So he won't have this the next time Troll comes in with his BKB, and that could be a problem. This next fight with the BKB on Troll, once it's done, is huge. If they can win this team fight and start pushing down towers with it, this is how you get the momentum rolling here for Geek Fam. So it's all on Raven's BKB and on Carl's decision on who to silence with that Orchid.
Well, we're about to see it real soon as they just commit forward towards Sari with the BKB pop, but they have the Winter's Curse to wait it out. It still is a 10-second BKB though, so it's got to be careful. The burst is there with the Sonic Wave. Will go down to the Whirling Axis, and Raven tries to go for the chase, but the glimpse backward though. Cuckoo is still there with his Void Rabbit to pull him in, hold him in place for a bit longer, but the root from the Oracle holds him there. Astral forward, will defensively gives him some space to get back, but look at that, Geek Fam is actually melting on the back lines. Melam going forward, drops the hammer by Nico, takes down Carl, Cuckoo to fall next, Zephyr as well, within range, will... Oh, Roshan on the side of MSC does not want him to live, and Zephyr tries to go for the deny, but he gets rebuked by the God of War himself.
Oh dear, that was the first BKB charge as well for Geek Fam. They needed that fight to go well. They killed Mars, but they just chased way too deep in the enemy jungle. And because those towers are still up in that top lane for the Radiant, Mars just flies back, TPs. He's so close to the fight. And Geek Fam didn't even want to back up when he bought back as well. They decided, we're going to keep going, it's fine. But your Queen of Pain melted. Your Queen of Pain already used Sonic Wave. And I think we're looking at the same thing too. Sonic Wave on Mars. What Carl needs to do is he needs to jump into the back lines and start disturbing the supports, forcing their attention away so that Troll can do his work at the front lines, whilst there's disarray in the back lines for Chonburi. But he keeps sticking. I mean, I can understand why he's sticking around with his team, because he's worried of losing his own life. But I feel like he's got to make that play at some point, come in from a weird angle, whether it be through smoking in or having the Troll Warlord force attention at the front and then trying to go through the back lines. Because when they turn to kill Queen of Pain, then Troll can probably come in and do the work. He's used his first BKB charge. He still has some pretty long charges, but oh, that fight really had to work out. But they're giving more and more gold to Chonburi. I guess the good news, there's still 5k gold lead for Geek Fam, but the problem is they're just losing these fights, and Pablo has an Orchid! Oh my goodness.
Like Melam is not gonna live to farm a little bit more as he gets punished being in the mid lane on his own. There's a regen rune too. Raven already chasing in the back line. Will just clear up their jungle, so that gold lead is just going to be bigger and bigger.
They need the gold lead. I love the BKB pickup now under Carl, so he shouldn't get stunned up in these fights. And this is... If he can't do it with the BKB, I don't know what you'd have to get on a Queen of Pain to make her work.
Well, look at that. It looks like they might want to engage down in the mid lane, already hurtling up inside the jungle. Oh, actually Tinder onto the tree line. They get the silence up in the spot as well, so she can pick out forward. But the Astral is there. It actually connects. She used to scream, but will get out just in time.
Static is gone though. It's on cooldown. And I love how patient he was as well. Carl just not popping the BKB too soon. I think what they wanted to do for Chonburi was to get a preemptive BKB pop.
Oh, hold that thought. Looks like they have got the Yules onto Sari. Not really the target you want to aim. In fact, he's just running towards you. The glimpse backwards. Cuckoo. Disassimilate.
This is getting very tense.
But it's good tense. It's tense good.
It's a good tense for Geek Fam. If you're cheering for Geek Fam, the fights have been quite disastrous up until this point. They're trying to use all of their assets, their BKBs, their Orchids. I'm just wondering how much gold do they need to have to win a team fight against Chonburi? Because so far it's been Chonburi to win more or less every fight. Yeah, there's been a couple of pickoffs here and there for Geek Fam, but when it comes to a 5-on-5, we just haven't seen them significantly win any. Troll is getting bigger, that is the good news, but guess who else is getting bigger? Nico. This OD is getting close to a BKB. This OD is getting close to BKB.
Well, if they want to shut him down, now's probably the time, but he does have friends in the area though. Meanwhile, the others goes for the hunt smoke. It's a wraparound. This could be disastrous. Or if they actually spot him out right here, someone's TPing in. Immediately, Carl actually goes in with the commitment. They know that the Arena of Blood is down, but Cuckoo overstepping his welcome. Has to choose sides, will go down to Mel M. Disengaged, effective immediately. Geek fam finding themselves in trouble as they lost one.
Yep, that's the unfortunate trade too. You've lost Pomlo for Carl. Support Wyvern? Oh, this is... Sorry, not Carl, that's Cuckoo.
Radiant's top tower has
Oh my
fallen.
gosh. This is... The trades so far have just been so unfavorable. The gold's still... There's still gold lead for Geek Fam, but I'm just worried that eventually this is going to start going down. And once that OD picks up BKB, I think these fights are over. You've got no way of controlling that OD. You can't even do damage with your supports because they do mostly magical damage. You're again, like, just... There's no disable to grab these kills. I'm very sure if Geek Fam traded out the Snapfire for a support that just has a standard disable, even if it's something like a Rubik. I think Shaker got banned, but Shaker would have been a good choice. Anything with just a long range, hard disable, they would have been able to get more kills because Troll suffers from kiting. Even though he has a way to slow and chase down targets himself, he still suffers from heroes that have a lot of mobility. It looks like Mel M is found Queen of Pain.
Yep. Carl knows though, he was on the high ground, he was baiting it to happen, but no kill potential here.
Look how pitiful Carl's damage is though, when he doesn't have Sonic Wave. Like, his right clicks do nothing. It's very concerning. I want to know how you're going to have to skill yourself if you're Carl. Like, is he transitioning to a utility Queen of Pain? Like, pick up a Shiva's Guard, jump into the middle of the fight, try and limit the mobility? Is he going to try and go for Ags? He's gone for Lincolns. He's gone for a defensive item. He's trying to keep himself alive, but if he's getting defensive items, he's not getting items that are going to hinder the opponent. Oh, this Queen of Pain pick. I want to love it, but the hero is just so weak compared to the standard mid laners nowadays.
Oh, Cuckoo jumped straight in with the Void Remnant. Unfortunately, it wasn't time right, but the root is there though. This is similar, it has to back off. This is scary. The fact that they're running away with the moment 1 of 2 shows up, they know they're done for. Cuckoo under the cover of false promise right now, but then gets Cookie backwards into the Static Storm earlier. Will he actually pop? The Winter's Curse is there. No, he will be full HP. The BKB wasted by Carl as he got control, but Sari to go down. Finally, that Supersonic actually does pay off dividends.
They got a kill under Sari. This time, no buyback, and everyone on the side of Chonburi are on full retreat. So I think that's as good as it gets. The fight took ages. They didn't even get to kill Cuckoo, which was good news. There was too much healing. Silence actually coming in handy here. Ember Spirit very susceptible to the Orchid. So 12k gold lead, and they're starting to show some results. They need to keep accumulating this gold. Unfortunately for Chonburi, they're really struggling in the gold department. They haven't got anyone farming in the jungle, in the side lanes. They gotta even out this net worth, but Roshan, easy take, basically for free. Do they try and fight this? I don't think you'd want to.
Not without Mars, they can't. Without the arena, they probably didn't want to. It is a troll lineup. They should have expected the Roche, the early Roche. It's quite late, 27 minutes in though. So.
It's still an Aegis though, so high ground is going to be the agenda eventually for Geek Fam. Got 2 towers left. Yeah.
They're looking
So
at
TNT
Carl.
wants to try
They
and
know
get
he's
in
the
range.
easier one. Oh, he already
They need
committed to
vision.
flip forward. They have the glimpse
BKB.
on. Oh, BKB committed.
Middle tower is
Just
under
for
But-
TNT? Is that even a win? Now they just hold him
they
in
can
place
set
with
up
the
for the
Winter's
storm.
Curse. He's going to blink away, that's for sure, but he's got the Static Storm now just to silence him up, while the others watch from afar, throws in a Void Remnant, but a little too late to hold him down.
Really good stun stacking there from the supports on Chonburi. They had to use some pretty big spells to make it happen, but 60 seconds, the map is free. You know that there's going to be no fights for Geek Fam, and that means more farming time for them to hopefully catch up. Although, let's be real though, Troll is literally farming the entire map. He has a Basher now, and this could be very game-changing in the next fight. If he gets a crucial Basher onto OD, even onto Ember Spirit, that's just going to be the end for those two because they're getting quite fragile, and this Troll's starting to hit really, really hard, and when he starts attacking fast to get multiple Bashers, oh, God bless you. I hope you're able to get out of those bashes.
is under attack.
He does have a hefty gold lead on his name, Raven, this guy, carrying Geek Fam once again, just doing his own thing.
Is under attack.
70k under his name. He has his friends all around the area. TP out of there. Oh, they might look to engage though. They drew the line onto MSC.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Even I think Geek Fam is looking a little bit uncertain in this game. Like, you could tell that by the way that they're moving, they're just, oh, ouch. They're not confident enough to push up onto high ground, even though they've got this. I mean, they probably don't know that they have a 14k net worth lead, but they probably don't feel it with how the fights are going. Oh, that's a smoke.
They're going for it. Oh, OD showed himself in the mid lane. He's got to be careful. Any misstep will be punishable by Raven. He's just going straight into the jungle. Yep. But he's confident about it. Gets carried, the best target for a troll warlord. They're just gonna bash him down one after another. One right click from another. Whoa, but that was a great spear down onto the low ground. So that might have just saved his life, especially now with the Arena of Blood. They cannot push forward, and he gets the blink away.
Wow, Sari, this guy is way too tanky. Wonderful reaction from him though. Oh, is he trying to Lincoln's? Astral? They don't really have the disabled unless Disruptor is there with the silence. Nope, Winter's Curse to waste the BKB.
But can they end it off though? No, they cannot. He will get the blink off in time.
To be fair, I don't think they care because that's another BKB charge down the drain for Carl. He needs those charge durations and it's just getting shorter and shorter.
How many seconds
and
is he
now
on?
for the next fight.
It's probably on 6 or 7 now.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Radiant's middle tower.
Takes another tower. Raven, he is unstoppable at this point. Just gets the purged off as well from by the Oracle.
Ooh, Aghanim's on Snapfire and okay. Alright, where'd those Ags come from? What bank is this? I need to know their interest rates.
They're going straight for Raven though. I don't think that's the target you want to man fight. He just pops a BKB, immediately you're in trouble. He pops the ult, so he'll be hitting up very fast, just getting it done. But the cold embrace will hold him there for a while, but will go down eventually as that attack speed goes upwards. Now K is the next in line to leave the earth. He will go down. OD is left, but the control is there with all three coming aside from Geek Fam 4 now, joined by Whitemon. He will go down. Ponlo, next in line. This is Simulate. Birth. Yep, coming up from the ground, sends him back in. That was not worth the investment he paid for.
20k, and they're finally starting to get results. Yeah, when you're ahead by 20k, you should be winning these fights convincingly, but it's just because of the nature of their lineup. Oh no, Sari, that's Sentry Ward.
Can he actually get out though? No, the Oracle with the root, and the Raven just finishes us all off.
There's no buyback on these heroes either, so this is going to be a mid lane push. Geek Fam, they're probably going to test themselves to see if the buybacks come through. Once they notice there's no buybacks, they could probably just take 2 sets of Raxes.
Radiant structure.
Here we go, they're going to see if there's any buybacks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they actually get the kill on the Mel.
Chonburi?
Questionable.
Hello? Chonburi?
This is definitely not a Chonburi, man. The lineups they're having is just not them. They're usually... Oh, what is that? He just tossed him forward with a cookie. Swallows him up, throws him in. That was a suicide bomber if I ever seen one.
Yep. Right, 1 set of Raxes down. We've got 3 heroes respawning. They gotta give this away. Unless somehow Ponlo gets a Blink Dagger, he blinks forward and he Winter's curses Zephyr and they kill Zephyr with the curse.
Okay, just buying him so much time, but they do have the glimpse backwards into the Static Storm, but the false promise is there on time. Whitemon trying to save Cuckoo. Cuckoo dissimulate, actually tries to juke it. K in the backline commits to the Sonic Wave, will hold him in place with the root. They will get out. No casualty coming out from the side of Geek Fam. They can disengage. This game looks like theirs, but the glimpse forward. Oh, immediately dissimulate though. They cancels it. K on the other hand just jump straight in, and Raven comes in. The big bad wolf starts chopping you down 1 axe at a time, and it's gone. Another 70-80 seconds. GG has been called. This game number 1 seems to be in absolute favor of Geek Fam. At least the moment that gold swing hits 20k.
I don't know what happened at the end, Very interesting movements by Chonburi inside their base. They should not have been that close to the Raxes so that they could have gotten caught out, but they lost hero after hero. If they didn't lose those heroes, they would have actually had 5 heroes up for that first set of Rax going down. They may have been able to defend the bottom, but oh my goodness, this